Well, Indonesian President Joko Widodo's sweeping job creation law has hit a snag. The country's constitutional court has ordered the government to revise parts of it. The legislation is central to Jokowi's plans to cut through the bureaucratic processes that have hamstrung foreign and local businesses. But last year, it sparked widespread protests. Now, the law must be amended or be deemed unconstitutional. For more, Saiful Bahri Ismail joins us live from Jakarta. Saiful, the court has sided with workers on this. What changes to the law does it want, and how will they affect the president's economic reform agenda?
Well, the court's ruling is unlikely to affect President Joko Widodo's economic reform agenda. The law will still be enforced and can still be implemented until the amendments are made. Now, the court has instructed the government not to issue any new regulations until the job creation law has been amended. Now, the panel of judges also gave the government and parliament 2 years to make those amendments. Now, 2 years is a long time, and by then, many parts of the law would already have been implemented by the government. Now, it's also unclear what kind of changes the court wants the government to make. The court had cited procedural flaws in how the controversial legislation was handled. Now, these amendments could just be cosmetic changes which may not affect the substance of the law. Now, observers had earlier said that the law was passed too quickly without giving time for the public to scrutinize it. Now, the final document of the law, which contains more than 1,000 pages, was uploaded in the public domain at the 11th hour, and there were errors in the document. The government had admitted there were technical and writing errors, but said those were administrative and will not affect the implementation of the job creation law. Now, the Indonesian government said it will respect the ruling by the Constitutional Court. Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs Airlangga Hartarto said the government will immediately follow up the court's ruling by preparing for the law revision and carry out the law's instructions as best as possible.
Well, Saiful, what could this ruling mean then for Indonesian workers and unions moving forward?
It may not mean a lot to them. Now, labour unions had gathered in central Jakarta to follow the court's proceeding today. When the decision was announced by the judges, workers were seen to be rejoicing and clapping their hands. They believed the judges had sided with the workers. However, union leaders told them to stop celebrating and not be fooled by the court's decision. They said that the job creation law is still in force. Union leaders had said workers can only rejoice when the law has been annulled. They said this is how the government always tries to deceive workers. They questioned the court that if there are flaws in the law, why not just revoke the law? Why is the law still in force? Now, these are questions which the labour unions will still be asking, and they are expected to take to the streets and demonstrate until their demands are met, and that is for the job creation law to be removed. The labour unions say the law is unfair to workers, especially when it comes to minimum wage. Other complaints include rules on severance pay, contract labour and outsourcing. Now, workers are already planning a nationwide strike on 6th and 8th December to protest against the job creation law and the recent increase to the minimum wage, which they say is not enough.
Well, thanks for that, Saiful Bahri Ismail there in Jakarta.